Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Monday. Here we go, start of another week. And so today we are on chapter 11 of The Magic of Thinking Big. This is video number 21 here. It's crazy. Okay, every day I say that. Okay, this chapter is on how to turn defeat into victory. And you know, as a person thinks about winning, you also must think about the losing. And what is the difference between a person on Skid Row and a person at the top? And really, you know, what's that saying? There's only 2 degrees of separation. And, you know, there's very little difference between a person at the top and a person at the bottom. The stories are actually quite often exactly the same. For every person on Skid Row with a story of loss and heartbreak, there's a person at the top who has that same exact story. And what is the difference between them and the Skid Row person? Well, simply because the person at the top just got up one more time. They decided not to let their failure define them. And the person that's on Skid Row, let it sink in. Let their failure or the heartbreak or, you know, the accident or whatever it is that caused them to have a breakdown or a meltdown and lead to a life on the streets is only that they let it sink in. You know, I've talked before about one of my favorite shows is The Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan, and he actually has a couple other shows now I noticed on TV. But one of the things he always talks about is living in the moment. And in order for him to train people how to speak the language of a dog, how to talk to a dog, they also have to let go. He will say, dogs live in the moment. You know, this is why a dog that's been badly beaten can turn out to be a fantastic family pet, because they live in the moment. And if you are in that moment of being the caretaker and the person who's rescued them, they let all that other stuff go and they live in this moment and what's going on now. And I would suggest that as human beings, we need to be that kind of resilient. We need to live in the moment and take each day as it is given to us. And yes, there's failures. Yes, you're going to have heartbreak, and sometimes you might, who knows, you might lose your house or you go bankrupt or something. I don't know what the circumstance is. Here's the difference. Live in the moment, get back up. That's it. That's what makes all the change in the world, is just getting back up. Read. If you are struggling, you need to be reading. That's why we're doing this Magic of Thinking Big. And the lessons in just this book alone, if you went back and only watched the videos from this book, the lessons are fantastic life lessons that you can apply to every area of your life. And this is only one book. Imagine if you made reading an everyday event. They say that top executives read about 60 books a year. You know, that's better than one book a week, right? There's only 52 weeks in a year. So get reading. Absolutely get reading. Find good stuff. Not, 50 Shades of Grey. Like, really, that's not reading that's going to enhance your life. Find good stuff to read. And don't be afraid to make a mistake. So many people they're so afraid that they're going to do something wrong that they are paralyzed in doing anything at all. You cannot make it in life without making a mistake. You just simply can't. So my suggestion is that you fail fast. Just get out there, make a shitload of mistakes, do it fast, get it over with. Learn, sit down, tons of stories about failure in sports. And you think about people like Pete Rose, baseball, who had as many outs as he as he did home runs. You know, Michael Jordan, basketball great. You know, how many shots did he miss as compared to how many he actually made? You know, he didn't get to be making every shot by hitting every shot. He missed hundreds of thousands of times. And this is it. You have to just keep going. You have to get back up. And take a look at what isn't working for you. Getting back up is one thing. And I say it all the time. Just don't quit. Just get back up. But here's the other thing. You have to also look at, okay, what was that mistake? And yeah, sometimes that is painful. And it's hard to go, I am the reason this isn't working. And so we like to look at other people. But don't blame other people. You need to take a moment, step back and go, okay, what did I do wrong? How could I have changed this? You know, maybe there's a prickly part on me that needs some sanding. Whatever it is, just take a step back, take a look, pick yourself back up, and get going. And stop blaming luck. I hate that. Oh, it was bad luck. It was good luck. Yeah, it wasn't luck at all. You know what? It was preparation. It was knowing what your niche is, or what your market is, or the stuff that you need to know. And it takes time, people. You can't nail it all at once. It just takes time. So just don't quit and get back up. Here's a review of this chapter. And I just found this chapter to be a great chapter. I hope you read it. It's, you know, how do you turn that victory into defeat? So we've given you some ideas today, but I'm just going to read this. Study setbacks to pave your way to success. When you lose, learn. When you lose, learn. Put that on a board somewhere, stick it up. When you lose, learn. Okay? Have the courage to be your own constructive critic. Absolutely. It's better that you do it than have somebody else do it. So learn from your mistakes. Stop blaming luck. Research each setback. Find out what went wrong. Remember, blaming luck never got anyone anywhere. Blend persistence with experimentation. Do not be afraid to experiment. I mean, when it comes to, you know, your business, try this thing over here. You know, maybe it's emails. Maybe you have emails loaded into an autoresponder. And I'm using this because I have this right now. I have emails loaded into an autoresponder, and they're not working. They're clearly not working. I'm not getting anywhere with these emails that I have used. And so I need to change them. And that was one of the things I was supposed to do this weekend, but I'm still in excruciating pain. Yeah, I'm on my arm. So yeah, I didn't get it done because I just was down and out, and using my arm and a combination of the drugs. Anyways, you know what? Whatever. It will end. It will get fixed, and I'll move on. But, you know, these are the things that you have to look at. Go, okay, something's not working here. So I have this fantastic system, and I'm emailing people right away, and it's they're coming in, and they seem like they're excited, and then they fizzle away. And so something is going wrong somewhere. And I have to look at that. Okay, follow up. It's the emails. It's, you know, there's something else that has to be fixed. And if you don't take a moment to look at that, I could go through hundreds of thousands of leads and never fix it. And what a waste that would be. You know, as it is, I haven't had that many leads, but I hate to squander what leads I have. So take a moment, sit back, and look at it. And I would suggest that in any business that you're in, there are those things that just need a tweaking, they need a changing. You know, maybe it's wording, maybe it's who knows. Anyways, we'll have a look at it. Okay. Remember, there's a good side in every situation. You know what? This is so important. In every failure, there is something that went right. I know that sounds strange, and for some of you, you're thinking, but if you failed. But a failure isn't just one thing. It's usually a combination of things. And a lot of times there is, okay, something good did happen. And if you truly believe in that everything happens for a reason, then you can assess the situation. you can go back to the drawing board. You can see what it is. You know, sometimes the failure itself is the perfect thing. Because if you hadn't failed, you wouldn't have looked. You wouldn't have analyzed, and you wouldn't have sought other advice. So I'm going to encourage you today to stop always looking at failure as being the worst thing in the world. Sometimes it's absolutely perfect, and it's the best thing that could have happened to you. Sometimes a failed marriage is perfect because you find the other person that is absolutely fantastic in your life that you would not have met otherwise. You know, sometimes, okay, I was run over by a transport truck. Tough to look at the good side of that. But you know what? It gave me a fight in me. I have had to learn how to pick up and move and struggle. And it gave me persistence, you know, to move on. So that's a great thing. Also, I have a piece of experience that I can share with other people who've had that same experience. I can talk about my struggles and their struggles, and I can completely relate. So there's relatability. You know, there's always something that you can find in any moment that will propel you forward instead of leaving you on Skid Row. So happy Monday, everybody. Get your week started off great. Look for the victories in your life, learn from the mistakes, and pick yourself up and get going. Love you all. Be brave.